I'm going to start today with 2 quotes and 1 stat, and all of it has to do with your money. You know, in 2001, in his final report to Parliament, examining government mismanagement of tax dollars, Auditor General Denis Desautels asked, in quotes, "Why do these problems seem so intractable? Why do they persist year after year despite express commitments to set them right?" End of quote. That's 2001. Flash forward to this week, and the new report by Auditor General Michael Ferguson, in quotes, "Our audits come across these same problems in different organizations time and time again. Even more concerning is that we come back to the audit, the same area again. We often find that programs have not improved." End of quote. 15 years, nothing changed. Inefficient, ineffective, wasteful. Now the stat. Fraser Institute reviewed Auditor General's reports from 1998 to 2013. It found 614 failed programs and initiatives that cost me, taxpayers, $158 billion to $197 billion of our tax dollars. Money that, if it was spent efficiently, could have done a long way to literally fund health care and the shortfall we perceive to have there, to fund homeless programs throughout the major urban centers in this country. I mean, obviously those numbers have even grown since then. This year's report by Michael Ferguson is actually a little more depressing, because he states that we have government programs not designed to help those that need them. Think about that. Government programs that are not designed to help those that need them. Goes on to state instead that programs are focused on what civil servants are doing, not what citizens are getting. And just to throw a little salt in the wound, Ontario's Auditor General also had a report this week that contains such wonderful revelations like this one reported in the National Post. Road paving companies cheating on asphalt quality tests. They were cheating on the asphalt quality tests in order to receive government bonuses. And lo and behold, 3 years later, that pavement needed repair. Unfortunately, there are just hundreds of examples of waste, incompetence, mismanagement. But what blows me away is how few people seem to care about it. It is such a profound disrespect for the workers who pay the taxes that go to government to see it blown for decades. Think about the last federal election. Not a word about government inefficiency, waste, or best practices. And the reason is that no party wants to incur the wrath of public sector unions, especially during election. So why, as Denis Desautels asks, why do these problems persist year after year? Well, I see 4 main reasons. First, the public doesn't care enough about the massive waste to hold politicians accountable. I've never understood why big government advocates, self-proclaimed champions of the poor or health care or the arts, don't demand the most efficient use of tax dollars in order to get the best bang for the buck for their constituencies or their causes. I mean, the reason it immediately jumps out in my mind is that their political agendas are far more important than the groups they claim to represent. And by not doing so, though, they are fully participating in the failure of the programs that they demand. Secondly, the most powerful political force in the country are public sector unions. They collect over $4 billion a year in mandatory dues and can spend it on third-party advertising, donate to political campaigns without accountability. They're not interested in efficiency or eliminating waste. They're not interested in best practices. They're there to protect the interests of their dues-paying members, not the public good. But it's woe be to any party or any person that gets in their way. 3, we have a mainstream media that is massively biased toward big government. Our biggest news outlet is the CBC, which receives their funding from government. The CBC is not interested in government efficiency. And with only a few exceptions, neither are the majority of the commentariat throughout the country's mainstream media. And 4, and this is the most important, I think, when it comes to the persistence of these problems, it's the structure of government. Mr. Ferguson echoed every past Auditor General when he stated, and I really want you to listen to this, that data is incomplete and public reporting does not provide a clear picture of what departments have done. I can't begin to tell you how often different Auditor Generals have found that we have no goals, no measurement, and hence predictable waste for government programs. So come on, it's no surprise that money is wasted. I mean, there's no cost benefit being done, and little is achieved in so many programs. So back again to Mr. Desautels' question. Why do these problems seem so intractable? Why do they persist year after year despite express commitments to set them straight? Well, the answer is straightforward. Any system without clearly set goals, any system without measurement and accountability, come on, it can only produce waste and inefficiency. I don't know about you. I work too hard for the money I've earned to have it wasted. But obviously, a huge number of Canadians